going into this year, all investors have really had this really interesting year, very, very volatile year. And I think that tech could be a really good glimmer of hope, especially today with Amazon and Apple reporting. And so when I think about volatility, and really, it's just really hard to be an investor right now. And I think it's really important also to manage expectations around volatility. And so there's that saying that volatility kind of takes the elevator up, but then takes the stairs down, that it's really easy to get into these high levels of volatility, but then it's really kind of, it takes longer for that volatility to kind of settle down. So when you look at the VIX, just last week on Wednesday, it was at 20. Coming into Tuesday of this week, it was at 33.5. And then, of course, we've had our first 10% correction, and bonds really aren't offering a safe haven. But getting back to tech, I am looking at Apple and Amazon today, and I think that they could really provide a glimmer of hope. If they're able to have solid returns, but then also that's coupled with the Fed meeting next week and the Fed not doing anything really unexpected, right? They've got to play their part. And then also looking ahead to May and the next inflation reading, if we're able to kind of hit those three and with some level of success, I think that we see a bump in the market.
Amazon and Apple, as we pointed out in an earlier segment, have not been strong performers, but perhaps have held up better than some of the other big tech names. Is there something in particular that you think investors need to hear from these companies to help us have more confidence in what their roadmap looks like going forward?
So, that's really hard to say, because we've seen some of these tech names really, when you look at how earnings season has played out, we've seen like 80%, about like 1/3 of the S&P 500 already reporting. 80% of those names have really kind of surprised to the upside, but we're really not seeing, with the exception of a few high-profile names, but we really aren't seeing the market rewarding those names who have really done well. But all I think I really need them to do is just, they don't even have to knock it out of the park. I think all they really need to do is just do well and show some incremental progress. But again, it's not just these two names. It really is a combination of that and what the Fed is going to do, and then of course that inflation reading. So I'm just looking for incremental progress with Apple and Amazon. But I think Apple's going to be steady. It typically is always steady. Your earlier a guest was talking about, again, Apple, we're not really expecting them to knock it out of the park, right?
Right.
But all we really need to do is just see some progress. But it is a combination of things.
We only have a couple seconds left here, Tiffany. Can I get an actionable name for our investors here today? What are you watching?
Mosaic. So what is working? When you think about what is working, what is not working, everybody knows that we have stresses on supply chain, especially around food. Mosaic is a company that is in the fertilizer business. They source material that makes fertilizer. And so the company is up about 65% year to date, which is doing extremely
Right.
well compared to some of the names that we've been talking about and the rest of the market.